Hey guys, it's Vanessa. I'm here today to do extremely late third quarter favorites for 2012. I have been completely dragging on YouTube and slacking, and I apologize. I plan to be a lot better with it because I kind of miss being more responsible with my channel. So I think now what I'm going to do is a video once a week for sure. So let's hope that that at least works. So I figured I should start with this super late quarterly favorites. So this one I don't think is as extensive as normal because I kind of completely forgot and didn't document my third quarter favorites. So these are the things that I do remember loving in the third quarter. So I'm probably leaving some things out, but considering that I remembered that I like these, this is a good thing. So we'll start with the hair. The third quarter, I was really into using this Jason's Restorative Biotin Pure Natural Shampoo, and I had got mine free through Klout. I've mentioned Klout before. I'll put the link below if you guys want to join it. But I really like this shampoo. I feel like it does a great job at cleaning your hair. For a shampoo that it has no parabens, LSS, or phthalates, it really does a good job foaming, even though it is SLS free, because I've had a lot of problems with sulfate-free shampoos. Something about sulfate-free shampoos leave my hair feeling kind of weird, so this is one of the ones that I actually enjoy. I don't remember the scent being anything amazing. It's not a horrible scent. It's not good. It has like slight medicinal, but not in a bad way. I don't know. But anyways, I do really like the way my hair feels nice and clean when I use this, and when I really want clean hair, I use this. You can pick it up at Whole Foods as well. So definitely like this Jason's Restorative Biotin Pure Natural Shampoo. I think that was it for hair. For I guess makeup related other things, this made a comeback in the third quarter, the Turquotic by MAC. This is just a classic scent. I love it. I think it's MAC's favorite. I think MAC used to have like a way bigger range of perfumes, and I know that they've pared it down. I don't think this is the only one they offer, but this might be one of the only MAC scents that they currently offer that I even see them promote, and it's just amazing. It smells so good, and something about it just, I don't know why I want to wear it in the summer, because it's very grounded and it's still a really strong kind of scent. It's got like a musk to it and it's deep. It's not very light, but something about it just makes you think of like the summer, and it's just a great scent. And I still use it in the fall, but I know for sure in the third quarter I was going crazy using it. So that's that. Now on to makeup. For skincare, let's see. Or not skincare, because I don't think I have anything skincare. No. For just face stuff in general. This one, I think I've said it in both my quarter favorites. But the Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer, mine is in light. I love it. I very, very barely hit pan, but I've hit pan. This thing will last you forever. I've had this for at least a year, if not a little bit longer, and you just need the tiniest bit, so it's definitely well worth the money. But I think since I was using that so much, I felt like once you hit pan, you get nervous, you don't want to waste it, but then I also felt like I was neglecting other products. So I started reaching again for my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in number 25, which I love this concealer so much. It works really well. I think it's one of the best concealers at the drugstore. I love Maybelline concealers in general. But this one's just nice. It's a good like medium. It's not a super thick coverage, but it covers everything you need it to with still remaining light and nice. I really like it. To me, it's just dummy proof. You swipe it under the eyes and you're good to go. What I do like to do is wait a little bit before I rub it in, just so that it tacks up a little bit and it's not so runny. So I'll apply it, I'll move on, do something else, come back, and then blend it out. And then by then it normally stiffened up a little bit. And then that way you just get a little bit more coverage instead of it just being this runny mess that wipes off. But otherwise I really like it, and I don't know if I said that, but mine is in the shade 25 medium. Let's see. For bronzer, I was for some reason obsessed with reaching for my Milani Sunset Duo. And this one is in 01 Sunset City. And I think, honestly, the reason that I use this so much is because it was the closest bronzer in reach. But I do like this bronzer. It has a sheen to it. But for some reason, I guess it's because with my foundations, powder or I guess cream foundations too, I don't have very many like dewy foundations, so I think the balance of having such a matte face and then the slight sheen you get from this isn't it doesn't look weird. So like I could still kind of contour with this. I was using it more to just warm up the face anyway. So the sheen provided like a nice break to kind of the matte look that my face had. But I love it. I love it. I've had this for a while and I do use it a bit, and I haven't hit pan, but there's definitely like a divot in it. So, and I don't use the blush as much, weirdly. I think it's just hard for my brush to get in, but it is a really pretty one. It looks just like, Deep Throat, or yeah, I think Deep Throat more than, Orgasm. But I love this. I don't know if they still make them, but if they do, I definitely recommend this. Because I literally reach for this, I want to say like 90% of the times when I'm going to use a powder, bronzer. Another duo in the second quarter that I used a lot was the Bobbi Brown Bronzer Blush Duo in Bahama Brown Blush and Pink Peony Illuminating Bronzer. And supposedly this is the bronzer, this is the blush, whatever. I kind of just swirled them together and used it as a blush a lot. I think it's because I bought it either early second quarter or late first quarter. Something like that. I don't know. Maybe because it was new, I felt like I did reach for this a lot. And it was just easy to use, convenient. If I needed something a little blushier, I would go with that one. If I needed something a little deeper, I'd go with this one. They are very light, though, I will say. Like, you have to kind of build it up. But I kind of like that because then it's harder to mess up. But I did use and enjoy that a lot. And then for eyeshadow... Please don't fall. For eyeshadow, I don't know. I feel like I might have said that. I mean, I've said this 1,000 times. I just reached for my good old iStyles palette. This is kind of like a no-name palette. I picked mine up with Big Girl Cosmetics when they used to sell palettes like this, but I don't think they do anymore. I think it's just a wholesale palette. This is what the back says. iStyles The Basics. I've seen a couple of people from other countries pick this up, so I think it's just a matter of searching for it. But honestly, one of the most amazing palettes I own ever. Like, this is just, to me, like, the way people talk about the Naked palette, like, this is my Naked palette. It's amazing. I bought it well over a year or two ago. I might have picked this up in 2009 even, and I just hit pan on one of the colors, which I thought I didn't even use this color that much, but whatever. They'll last you a long time. They work great. They blend great. They look good on every skin tone. Some of them you could use for highlighting. Some you can use for contouring of the face. You can obviously use them for eyeshadow. It's just an amazing palette. You get a giant mirror. So I love it. I love it. Definitely used it a lot in the second quarter. And then I have like a crazy, like, hoardery amount of mascaras that I used a lot. I was using like a maniac at first, the MAC Falsies, or False Lash Extreme Black, and the Zoom Fast Black Lash, and I actually have to throw these out because they're a year old at this point. So I shouldn't have even been using them last quarter, but I think I just wanted to use them up and toss them out, so I've been holding them on just to do this video, and tell you that I love these two together. I love them separately. I just love both of them, and I think, yeah, they're both, this one's in Extreme Black, and then this one is in Zoom Fast Black Lash, which I guess is the darkest one. But I love, love, love these two if you want a really nice false lash effect. A couple times I wore these, a friend of mine was like, oh, what false lashes do you have on? And it was just this, if not combined, separate. So love these. Sad to see them go. I'll have to pick up a new pair. Another one that I used a lot was the Show Off Beauty Addicts mascara from... I got this in a glossy box, and Beauty Addicts, I guess, is the company. Show Off is the mascara. And this is argan oil enriched, and at first I didn't like this. It just didn't seem to do anything for me. It is a little bit clumpier. I'm not that anti-clump because clump kind of is volume, so I was okay with that, but it's one of those definitely that, like, once it dries out, you like it much better. But it does provide a nice lash. I honestly didn't even care for it that much. I was just using it because it was one of the few mascaras I had at the time, but people kept coming up to me and saying, what mascara do you have on? It's amazing. What mascara do you have on? It's amazing. So I guess it's good for something. But yeah, so I use that one a lot. One that is not shown that I'm obsessed with. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, I completely forgot that I still have it for my kits. So this isn't mine personally, but I do love the CoverGirl Lash Blast 24 Hour, and mine is in Very Black. As I just said, I have this just for when I do other people's makeup, but I went through, I think, 2 tubes of this myself in the second quarter, because in the second or the third quarter, I keep saying second quarter, sorry, the third quarter, because it was still, you know, the hotter months, and this is beyond waterproof. Like, this is the most, like, long wearing, does not come off mascara. So in the summer, you know, a lot of times you get like raccoon eye from the humidity and stuff. This, not happening. It's awesome. I love, love, love this, and I need to pick up another tube of it, but now that the weather's colder, I don't really like need the waterproofness. But still, like, if you know you're going to be crying, you're going to be at an event, this is the bad boy for you. I love it. So that was another mascara that I was kind of obsessed with. And then the last one is the Too Faced kind of falsies mascara, and this is a 2-parter that came like so. And Too Faced actually had sent this to me, and I did a review, which I will link here. And any products that I've mentioned that I've already reviewed, I will link down below as well. So it's a 2 parts. The one alone, actually, I kind of enjoyed wearing alone for days that I didn't need that much volume. And then it has the nylon fibers that you kind of use to build up and get like a false lash look. So this one I've had for a while. I don't know, I don't think the same rules apply with the nylon fibers as this, because it's not wet as far as bacteria goes. So I am tossing the step 1 parts, but I'm keeping the step 2, and I have found that as long as you have a defining mascara that's not, it's not a volumizing one, this works great with it. And if you use, I haven't tried it so much with the volumizing one. I did once, and it was just a little too much. It clumped too much. This works great with defining mascaras because the defining one will separate, give you the length you want to look like false lashes, and then this gives you all the volume you need. So when you do the next coat of the defining mascara, you get the volume and the definition. So I hope that made sense. But yeah, so I'm tossing this, and I'm just going to use the other part with like any old defining mascara I have. Mascara's going everywhere. So that was it for the mascaras. I was highly obsessed with this MAC Penultimate Brow Marker. I love this thing. It's like this color. It's not a very like pronounced brown. Like, I don't know if you can tell here. You can definitely see through the color. It's not like a deep like Sharpie, which is what I was nervous about. It, you know, it just kind of creates shade on your eye, and it's almost dummy proof. It only comes in 1 color. It's supposed to be very universal. I've used it on friends with much lighter brows and friends with darker brows. I think lighter brows, this looks beautiful on, and brows like my color. But if you have really, really dark brows, like right now, my brows have a mind of their own. They need like to move out because they are far too grown and done. But if I had normal ones, they wouldn't look this dark. But if you have really dark brows, I think this still works, but I don't think it's as amazing as it is if your brows are kind of like medium to light. But I just like it. It's just so dummy proof, so easy. It just creates more shade versus like false. Sorry, I'm sick. It creates shade more than like a false, like false hairs, which I think is what ends up looking fake. It's just more of like a shade under the hair you have, so it kind of really fills in the sparse areas, and I love it. Another thing I used a lot last quarter was this lipstick from Kiko, which is actually an Italian brand that we don't have here in Chicago, but my sister went there on her honeymoon and brought this back for me. And this is in the number 37. It doesn't have a name, but it's a really pretty kind of frosty pink with a little bit of purple to it, and it's just a really fun, beautiful color. And I think because the weather was warmer last quarter, you know, with bright eyeshadows and stuff and like just bronzy skin, this looked really pretty, so I tended to reach for this a lot. And it's just a really nice pigment. I love personally frosted lips, that's just me, so this was definitely got a lot of use last quarter. And let's see, oh, and this little guy, the Delium Tool 787 brush. I became obsessed with this brush for my concealer. Normally I use the, no, that's not it. Do I have one that is clean and around here? Okay, of course, like every time I need to talk about something, it is nowhere to be found. Oh, here it is, here it is. Okay. I normally use the MAC 286 for my concealer, and I love this brush. It's a dual fiber brush, so it's perfect for concealer because the synthetic fibers are going to pick up the product and lay it down really nice, and then the natural fibers are going to do the blending, you know, that a lot of fluffy brushes are known to do under the eye, but without any shedding or anything like that. So this to me was like a godsend when it came out. And I normally used to just use the 787 just for like cheek highlights or like spot foundation. But for under the eye, it's just great when you're in a rush and it just kind of fits your whole eye perfectly. And it's just a supersized version of this brush, so it just does everything I loved about this brush, only much faster and really nice and flawless. So I really loved the 787, especially because when the weather was warmer, I wasn't using like a full face foundation. I was just, like I said, touching up where I have redness here and there, and then doing under eye concealer. So this would get me out the door really quick. Love, love, love. Definitely recommend this one. And I do recommend that you get the, I like the studio line version of this one better than the like all synthetic bamboo line. Either works fine. I guess it just depends your preference, but I prefer this one more for the concealer in the studio line. So I think that's all for my favorites. So for the shit list, the only thing I could remember was one item, and it is the Bomb Nude Tude palette. So how can I say about this? I don't think that this is a horrible product. I don't think it's like the worst product ever and it's really bad. It's actually a really nice product because it just has so many nice neutral colors all in one, you know, sweep, and it would just be great to travel with. I love that it has a mirror. I love the little like slutty girls on here. I just love cheeky things like that, so I think it's cute. You know, it tells you the colors here, so whatever. However, the actual shadows I find really hard to work with unless you're doing like a one look on your eye. Like the look I have today, which has kind of like a copper and then it's like smoked out on either side. At first looking at this, you would think like, oh, you can totally achieve that with this because you have like this kind of metallic-y color and then you have these deeper colors. But the problem with this palette is that the colors are very easily over blendable. So when you're trying to get that like really nice transition, you end up like, you can see right there, it just ends up being this color. Like no matter what you do to it, I feel like it always ends up blending into like a murky mess. So that is the only reason that it's on my shit list really, is because I thought I was going to get a lot more use out of this. Like I spent money I didn't even have to get it on Outlook because it just seemed like such a great deal. But I think to do whole looks, it's not the palette that I had in mind. But it does work really good, like I said, if you just want a wash of like a single color. This is a good palette for that. A single color and a highlight, or, you know, an accent color, sure. However, the products just blend into each other way too much. Like, it's hard to get a defined definition of colors. So, that's really the only reason. It makes me sad to even put it in the shit list, but it's true. I thought I was going to use it a lot more, and I was bummed that I didn't. And that's really the only product I can remember in the third quarter using that I was like, really? So on to the random favorites and the random shit list. Number one random favorite. I didn't lug the whole system here. I'm just showing this as a representation of the SodaStream. I'm obsessed with my SodaStream. If you know me, you know that I've wanted a SodaStream for about 2 years now. Right before I moved out of my parents' place, and I've lived here for about 1.5 years. So yes, like 2 years and some change, I've wanted a SodaStream. I was obsessed with watching reviews on it, and like it used to be sold more selectively, and now they're coming up everywhere, and they're amazing. And my amazing friend Helena gave me it for my birthday, my 30th birthday this year, and I'm kind of addicted. So for those who don't know, it's a machine where you can basically carbonate tap water and you can make your own seltzer water. And then on top of that, they sell these different syrups so you can make your own soda at home. So this one is Pink Diet Grapefruit, which is probably my favorite of the three I have. I have this one, Diet Cola, and ginger ale. I was really disappointed with the ginger ale. I don't like their ginger ale. But the Pink Diet Grapefruit is really good. It's supposed to be compared to like Fresca. Ugh, I love this one. But I just love it. It definitely saves on running out to buy soda all the time. Great for the environment because you're using less plastic, and you are using, you know, just less materials in general that it would take to produce the soda that you're buying. So that's really cool. And for seltzer, I love seltzer water. It's a habit I picked up from New York, where seltzer water is much bigger than it is here in Chicago. But it's just good. It's nice and fizzy. And whenever I just want seltzer water without any syrup in it, I could just make it myself. So I love that. Another favorite that was discovered, no stranger, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this, the Trader Joe's cookie butter, the speculoos. And they sell this not in Trader Joe's too. You can get it at like the grocery store, and it's just under that name that I just think I butchered, speculoos. And it's basically just like ground up, like crushed. It says a delicious, unusual spread reminiscent of gingerbread and made with crushed biscuits. So it's like a nut butter made with crushed biscuits. I don't know. It's so good though. It's really good. I like to melt this so it gets a little more runny, and then I pour it over vanilla ice cream, and oh, so good. And recently I've gotten obsessed with eating this, dipping pretzels into it. Oh, the salty sweet. So good. It's just great for this weather, or yeah, this time of year, even though I was eating it last quarter, I'm still obviously still eating it. And I think it would make great, like if you use this in recipes for like cookies in the fourth quarter. I think it would be really good for that. But I love it. And then really the only thing on my shit list of things that I don't like, because I can't remember what I didn't like last quarter, but what I for sure know that I don't like is how much I've been slacking on YouTube. So like I said, I really am going to try to do like a video every Tuesday, like just posting a video no matter what. Tuesdays will be the day that I upload. And also on my new channel, which I've mentioned before, Vane Takes a Sip, all one word. And I've been slacking on there too, and I have a lot of reviews that I've recorded that are backed up that I haven't put on that channel. So I'll be putting new videos up every Tuesday on both channels. If you want to check it out, do so. Links will be below. And I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. And yeah, this is my very late third quarter favorites. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.